There we go. All right, so in our notes, or just today, we're going to be still factoring, but now we're moving on to some geometry work. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be finding missing dimensions in a couple problems. So, how do you find the area of a rectangle first off? That's the first problem that we're going to be dealing with. Length times width. So when we're doing our problem, we're going to be finding the length times, or the width. Okay? So, first problem we're going to be doing is number 64. So someone read out loud what that problem's asking for.
The area of a rectangle is 6x squared plus 11x plus 5 centimeters squared. The width is x plus 1 centimeters. What is the length of the rectangle?
Thank you, Justin. That was very deliberately paced. All right, so it says the area. So all the thing that's making up the inside of our rectangle area is 6x squared plus 11x plus, what was it? 5. So that's the area that's in our rectangle. They also give us the length or the width, which one?
X plus 1.
The width is x plus 1, right? And then they ask us to find the length. No. So we find the area of a rectangle by length times width, right? So we have to find out what we need to multiply our width of x plus 1 to get that area, right? But instead of just dividing 6x squared plus 11x plus 5 by x plus 1, we can simply factor the area that we get, or that we're given, and that will give us the dimensions that this rectangle has. So, this is a quadratic trinomial. How do we factor those? Diamond method, that's right. So when we're factoring quadratic trinomials, first thing we always do, A, B, C, we identify what those are. So what's our A, B, and C for this one?
6.
All right. So then you get your diamond out. What goes upstairs?
6 times 5.
6 times 5, and what is that?
30.
30 goes upstairs. What goes downstairs?
11.
11.
5 and 6.
5 and 6, 6 and 5, either way. You multiply to 30, they add to 11, so that works out. Now, once we're here, we can just do what we've done before with factoring by grouping. A is in 1, so we're going to be factoring by grouping like I just said. So we rewrite our trinomial as a 4-term polynomial. So it goes 6x squared plus 6x plus 5x plus 5. After that, everyone knows it to be right. We've been doing this for a couple days now. So what do we do, Justin?
You group them.
We group them together, so we get 6x squared plus 6x as our first group, plus 5x plus 5 is our second group. And we can just find the GCF of both groups, right? So Michaela, what's the GCF of the first one?
6.
Just 6x, okay? So when we factor that out, what are we left with?
X plus 1.
X plus 1, that's right. Now we have to move on to the second group. Mara? 5, that's the GCF of the second group. And what are we left with?
X plus 1.
X plus 1.
I have a question.
Yes.
What if you switch the 5x and the first?
Well, if we did that, so it'd be 6x squared plus 5x plus 6x plus 5, right? We just have these two groups, what can we factor out of both of them?
Was
X, right? So X, what are we left with?
Six plus
6X plus 5. And the other one, what can we factor out of here? 1, so it's 1. What are we left with?
6x.
6X plus 5. So the only thing that's different is the common factor that they're gonna have. All right. Moving on. We found the GCF of both groups. They both have a common factor now. What is it?
6x plus 5.
No.
X plus 1.
X plus 1, so we can factor that out of both of them. And what are we left over with after we take it from both sides?
6x plus 1.
6X plus 5. All right, so we're done factoring that. So what do we just find?
area.
The what?
The this area. The length.
Area.
These are the dimensions for this rectangle that we started with. So it's the length and the width, right?
Yes.
So of these two, which is the length and which is the width?
X
So
plus 1.
the width is X plus 1.
Yeah, they already told us the width is X plus 1, so what's the length?
6x plus
6X plus 5. So our final answer could be length is 6X plus 5 centimeters. We need a label.
Do we need the rest of the width or don't?
Nope.
Because they already put
Yeah, all the question was asking for is what is the length of the rectangle? Alright. Everyone good with this one? Everyone's caught up? Alright. Next one, we'll be looking at number 68. So why don't you guys read through that? And then after a while, we'll talk through it. So, someone tell me what is this question asking for?
What the old length
So with this,
Of what?
the old gardens, the increase in.
Yep, the last one it says, by how much did Rebecca increase the length and the width? So here's the drawing of it. The small rectangle, that's the old garden that she had. The whole thing, that's the new one that she has, right? So what we're asked to find are the measurements of these two question marks here. So what other piece of information do they give us? The new garden's what? The new garden's area, right? So new garden's area, what's that? 2w to the second power plus 7w plus 6. Hope I got that right. Alright, so that's the area of the new rectangle, of the whole thing, right?
Yes.
So if we factor that, what would we be finding? The length and width, we'd be finding the dimensions of the big one, right? Alright, so when we first start factoring this out, what do we always have to do first? No. 3 things. A, B, C. So A is 2, B is 7, C is 6. Get your diamond. What goes upstairs?
2 and 6 equals 12.
12, and then on the bottom?
7.
7.
Give me a minute, I'll figure it out.
So we're looking for 2 numbers. Multiplied equals 12, added equals 7. What are they, Russell? 3 and 4.
The result.
2W plus.
Alright, now we found our 2 numbers. Now we rewrite our trinomial. 6. Now this is all the work I'm going to do. You guys are going to try and figure out the answer to this question. So from here on out, you're on your own. Once I see most people are done, then we'll see if you guys got the right answer.
Yes, sir.
What is it asking for?
Is it right or wrong?
Technically wrong. That is right.
What? That don't make sense.
Read the question.
That would be the answer for the question. That
Did I have to
is
put
right.
that up in the garden?
Yes, Nick?
No. Technically, no. I think it's.
That's the only thing with the What's the question asking for?
Is.
You got that?
Oh, the increase.
All right. I think most of you have factored this one out completely, right? You got all this factoring done? So from this step, what should I do? My work up there, how beautiful it is, what do I do? What do I do from this point?
2W plus 3
Yeah.
Yeah, you take that out, 2W plus 3
times
times
2 plus W.
2 plus W, W
How
plus
much
2.
did she?
Either one's fine.
She increased it by.
Is that what that's supposed to put?
Alright, so
Oh, that's.
2W plus 3, W plus 2. Those are the dimensions of the whole garden, right?
Yeah.
He's
So,
gonna do it. Oh, my goodness.
Oh!
we're asked to find how much she increased the old one by. So, Mara,
I don't know if
London, what did she increase the length by? Let's do that one. So, length is the top one. By 3 what?
I'm right.
3 yards, right? And Mara, yes.
I know the other one.
Okay, what'd she increase the width by? 2 yards, right. Alright, so 2W plus 3, that's the length of the new one, right?
Yeah.
So this whole top part is 2W plus 3. So if just the old part was 2W, what do you think the new part is? 3. Everyone see where we get that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright.
Makes it.
And same thing with the W plus 2. The old part was just W, the new one's W plus 2, so how much did she increase it by?
2 yards.
2 yards, that's right. So in a sentence, what can we say about the length and the width?
The length is.
The length
The length increased by,
2
by
yards.
3 yards.
the length increased by 3 yards.
Okay, maybe I just need to go for the
And then what did the width increase by?
2
Yeah, the width increased by 2 yards. There you go. Alright, so in your homework, you're gonna have 2 questions that are dealing with finding dimensions of rectangles. So all you guys will have to do is just find the dimensions, basically just factor the area that they give you. You don't have to do any increasing things, or just find one of them. Other than that, does anyone have any questions on it? I'll get to that. Anyone have any problems about what we went over today? Because it's not really different, we just did a lot of stuff.
Is this worksheet just gonna be for compliments?
Yeah.
Okay.